left. You're right. Your sister was home when you left. You're right. Your brother was home when you left. You're right. The dog was home when you left. You're right. The cat was home when you left. You're right. The fish was home when you left. You're right. Your mommy, your daddy, your brother, your sister, the dog, the cat, the fish was home when you left. You're right. And that's the reason you left. You're right.
Good morning, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, men and women. Welcome to Tony Commander J.R. Galpohkpa Chesson talk show. Today is December the 12th. As we move into the weekend, I want to begin my lesson by stressing of several points in my lesson. So let me put up my topic and get into my lesson. Today's topic, number 1, Darius Dillon, Liberty Party and CPP. Number 2, Liberia's most international corrupt senator, Harry Barney Woto Nambi Sherman of Grand Cape Mount County. Number 3, law and order. Let's get into my lesson. Now that Darius Dillon has been very victorious in this past December 8th, 2020 bi-senatorial election, I want to extend a dire warning, admonition to Darius, to Liberty Party, and to CPP. Leading Liberia and Liberian people is a primary means of bringing our people together, of bringing all our people together. That's the primary opportunity that every leader has in Liberia. And leading our people is no joke. It's not about they and us and them. We have been on this trend for 200 years almost. Our government, our country is for us. It's not for them. It's not for they. It's not for y'all. It's for us. No matter who sits in the seat of the presidency of the Republic of Liberia, it's for us. So when we win elections and are victorious and are happy, there's a limit to our happiness. There's a limit to our joy and to how far we can send it. And when enough is enough. Our country is not a prosperous country. Our country is a sad and direly suffering nation and people. There's no time for rejoicing. There's no time for educated versus ignorant people. There's no time for that. We have a nation to build that is so far behind every other nation probably on the continent, or just as down as the most impoverished nation on the continent. And this is no time for rejoicing. Darius Dillon's victory is only a small step towards unifying our country and our people. And Liberian people, be very careful. Darius Dillon is not totally mature in leadership. I am not totally mature in leadership. So don't put all your eggs in one basket and pretend that Darius Dillon is the cure-all for Liberia's problems. Darius Dillon is learning. He doesn't know enough yet. Not even to be president of Liberia. He's still got years to learn. And right now, he has demonstrated that he has the fortitude, the ability to stand on grounds of his beliefs, of our Constitution and our laws. And my duty is not to rejoice and put all my hope in Darius Dillon. My duty right now as an independent leader of the Republic of Liberia is to observe Darius Dillon from now on and to watch him, because he's had 9 years of leadership and he's going to be under the microscope. Tough scrutiny, because Darius Dillon is not competent enough to be president of Liberia. He has years of learning. And for the next 9 years in the Senate, he has the opportunity to prove further who he is, his competence, his ability to stand up for truth, justice, and transparency in our legislature. And it's not time to sit down and start rejoicing. Oh, the light, the light, the light. Yeah, he's a little light, but the light got to grow now. He's in the House. He's in the Senate for the next 9 years. And he's there for us to watch him and watch his continual, consistent, and everyday aspects of his leadership. We have to watch him. And if it's our hopes that Darius Dillon will succeed and move further in the leadership of Liberia, this is his time for him to demonstrate it. First of all, Darius Dillon has a great responsibility of bringing his party and the CPP together. You know our people. Right now, the Liberty Party running around thinking that they are the leading party in the CPP. And you will not succeed if you start on that immaturity and ignorant path. That's an immature and ignorant path. What you people have to do now is to further solidify your party and not bring division in your parties, and especially in the nation, against your opponents. It is time now to seek unification and integration of our country and the CPP with the Liberty Party. Are you people going to remain a strong, unified, collaborative, a coalition? Are you all going to stand on the faith of yourselves, your ideals, and looking at the state of our nation as it is today, and determine that all the foolishness and childishness must stop? Now that Darius Dillon is the choice of the CPP and all the other leaders that have been chosen, you people have to make a strong determination now to further strengthen the CPP and move towards demanding the resignation, the immediate resignation of George Manuel Weah or his impeachment in the House. I know that would be difficult, That's why the people's power of demanding the resignation of George Weah is a must. And if you all don't listen to me, people will continue to die and violence will be elevated in our country. We don't wish for these things, but it has been demonstrated. It is consistently demonstrated by the 3 missing people, by the killing of our auditors, and we have no resolution to those crimes committed in our country. Our leadership has no good explanation of their involvement, of allegations of their involvement in this crime. Our country has a long way to go. Our country has a far, far, far way to go, especially towards unification and integration. Not of all of us can be unified, but most of us who believe in our Constitution, our laws, and hold them high and precious to us as a foundation, the very foundation upon which our country must prevail and continually and consistently survive. Let me take a break, then I go into my separate topic. Don't forget, I need cash to support my efforts. Okay? So let me put up my Cash app, and I look forward to you all supporting me. I want to make clear, first of all, before I take my break, as it is right now, I don't see any leadership of the Republic of Liberia that I will want to come and work on that. I don't see it. But all I'm doing right now, I don't want to work in government because I feel it is necessary for an erudite, legal-minded, military-minded Liberian to sit on the sideline and observe the leadership of my country. I am the only voice to speak out of one Liberia, of one people, on a legal basis of our Constitution. I don't care about your tribal problems, your natives issues, your Congo and Congo America and all those issues. I don't care. I am a Liberian, and my country is divided because of the petty ignorances of tribalism, sectionalism, and things, deceitfulness, lies, as the real criminals of our country rob our coffers, our treasury, time and again, and our people accept it as a normal way of life. That is not a normal way of life. You're insane, and that is insanity. That's why I have chosen and must choose to stay under Liberian government, to stay under supporting my people and leadership of my country. I have to speak out as the only voice in the wilderness, serious about the progress and advancement of my country and people. We can't sit around and wait for people who are procrastinistic, who don't know what to decide whether to do it or not to do it. Our leaders are losers because they cannot make up their minds. They are foreign educated people who work only to pass information on, to be acted upon. They don't act upon information. Black people in the United States of America and other nations do not have the ability to know how to make decisions for the leadership of the country or anything. Because black people in this country, leadership is limited. There's a ceiling. So every time you must ask somebody else to make the decision, and it's not black people. So our leaders come from these foreign countries with these innate mentalities of not being able to make decisions, of just sitting there and talking. I see it in my own family. We've met for 20 years, 30 years almost. We talk about the same thing for 30 years. And that is insanity. That is total insanity. And my family is a microcosm of the Liberian society. Just how they behave is just how the Liberian society behave. That's why we have a lot of rogues and a lot of thieves. Our educated people cannot sit down and make decisions. They cannot sit down and put their minds together collectively for the best interest of Liberia. There is either for peace sake, we can't do that for peace sake. We either got to do this because we know somebody and we know family members, we can't hurt them. But I had to back up away from all these things because it's insanity. I can't sit down and see people stealing from my country and say that my cousin so it's okay. No. It's not okay to me. And I know a lot of Liberian people will hit me because I'm going deep into the families of our country that have betrayed us and still betraying us because they think they own our country. And nobody owns the West African Republic of Liberia but the 16 tribes and ethnic group called Americo-Liberian. And anybody else think anything else, you're wasting your stupid time. Okay? So let me take a break. Then I come back to enlighten my people some more because it's necessary. We have this as the foundation of our education. Honesty, truth, sincerity for our nation and our people. Attorney Commander Galpohkpa Chesson is back. Let's get into my lesson. Number 2. There are many lawyers in our country that have betrayed our people. When you have a lot of lawyers and not many of them are competent enough to go into court and get good clients and plead cases to win, honestly. But you see, our country is so corrupt. Even when I'm going to Liberia, I got to change certain money to set aside to tip people when I want things done speedily. So if we do it to our own people and know the system in our country, and know that our country, from the time I was born to this day, has been inherently corrupt, that I had to leave my country and say, no, I can't stand this thing. I can't live in corruption. I'm a Christian. I have values. I have principles. And to just steal from your own country and people, it's insanity. But that's how our society is bred. And so when foreigners come to our society and they know our people are corrupt, they know our government leaders will sell our country for anything, that they have no regards for our people, especially. Not even Liberia, our people, they have no regards for our people. They can go in high offices and bring money to bribe our entire government. If I can go home thinking that I need to bribe these people, what do you think about foreigners? That's the extent of corruption in our country. And when people like me and foreigners going home who want to do business and don't want to deal with the corruption of everybody begging me for $10 or $15. So we go there to just bribe the whole system because everybody there has no patriotism. Everybody there has no love for country. Everybody there complaining about the government when they are the government of Liberia, not the people in power. The Liberian people are the government of Liberia. We appoint those people to those positions to direct us. So our government can't go astray, can't run amok. But we put these people there to guide our leadership. And they can't even do that. They can't even do that. They make our people suffer. They steal so badly and openly and brazenly that our whole society got to steal too because they see the leaders stealing. Why can't they steal too when they can't eat? When they don't have no means? So we have a nation of nothing but criminals. And now it has come to the international level that our senator of Grand Cape Mount County, our most permanent lawyer today in our society, Harry Vani Boto Nambi Sherman, is an international criminal convicted under United Nations Convention against corruption. The United States of America has declared a senator of the highest level, a lawyer of the most permanent state status in our country as a criminal for bribing our judges. Our whole judiciary system is corrupt now because the United Nations Commission and Convention law that 187 countries signed up to follow. Our country, our leader, our senator have been convicted for bribery. Our whole legislature is corrupt. Our whole judiciary is corrupt. Our country is dead. And George Weah is the cause. He must resign and remove himself from the leadership of the West African Republic of Liberia. When our permanent lawyer and senator is a man that bribes the judges of our judiciary and has won numerous cases on it. I heard about Vani Sharma while in law school before I left, how he was selling our country to the Lebanese people and the Indian people. That's why an Indian woman at Ditko can take my property and call Prince Johnson and McGill and all these people to put me in jail for my own property. Can you imagine that? And God has cursed Liberia because our people permit these things to happen in our country. We support rogues and we know they are rogues. We know these people steal. We know our money is missing. We know our children can't go to school. We know we have no lights in our country. We know we have no running water. Then we still want this man to remain in office until the international community has convicted or declared a senator and permanent lawyer of bribing every judge in our Supreme Court, bribing the legislature to change the laws of Liberia for a foreign country. How low can our people go? How low can our leaders take our country? This is a direct reflection on George Weah regime. That whole government is corrupt. Our judges accept bribe, so there's no court in Liberia. All this electoral process is a sham. You're nothing but criminals and rogues and liars and corrupt people in the country. How can a senator of the Republic of Liberia, Vani Sherman, one of the most outstanding people in our country, be a subtle and hidden domestic enemy of the Liberian people. What can we do with these traitors? What can we do with these families that betray Liberian people so bad? Their whole family should go in jail. You see, it's hard to be like that. But when you see a senator of our nation bribing our whole judiciary, this man has done this thing for over 30, 40, 50, 60 years. Since I was in law school, I've been in law school for almost 50, 60 years now. And this man was practicing law before me. And I heard about this happy behavior of his. But there was no evidence. It was just they see. Now for the United States to designate a senator of Cape Mount County, of the Republic of Liberia, of a permanent Liberian family, a permanent and rich lawyer in our country, has been bribing our judges since he been senator under Ellen Johnson Sirleaf. That is a depiction on Ellen Johnson Sirleaf's leadership too. Ellen Johnson is a corrupt and evil criminal woman. Let her take a Nobel Peace Prize and leave our country, but leave our money, leave everything, and your children too, because they're going to jail. You useless evil woman. And these are the people we are living under in our country. These are the evil, wicked people that are controlling the lives of our people. These people from Harvard University, Fannie Sherman, Ellen Johnson Sirleaf from Harvard University, they are the rogues of Liberia. Give me a break with your Harvard University. Give me a break with your Ivy League colleges. They are breeding rogues to steal from Africa. 2 Harvard graduates in Liberian leadership are nothing but rogues and murderers. I rest my case with Fannie Sherman case. Because Liberian people, you have made me so sick with deception and lies and corrupt family leadership of our country. You make me cry to God every day and ask him why do I have to struggle with the pain of seeking justice, equality, unification, and integration for my people? Why I can't just be the rest of them? Just steal our money and be honored and be placed on high pedestals by the people, the foreigners who come to steal my wealth and won't give me an honor to deceive my people. And be like Ellen Johnson and Fannie Sherman and just steal from our country and die and be buried like an honorable man, like all the other rogues have been done from time immemorial. This is my lesson on Fannie Sherman. I wanted to talk about this a long time ago, but every time I sit down, something else come up. So today, I'm so glad that I had the final opportunity to deal with these educated Harvard graduate rogues and dummies and bribers of our country. You know, it's hard to live on a democracy, but we got to do it. Because when we see people do things that this to our people, destroy our nation, and sell our children's lives and future to other people, we want to take more drastic punishment against these people and their families. I understand how our indigenous people felt in 1980 and how some of them still feel about how our leaders treated our country and enriched themselves. Not exonerating my family too. But all of us did it. All of us did it. Every family that reached to the leadership of Liberia stole from the Liberian people because we are nothing but rogues. We have nothing for ourselves. Our government is the biggest employer. Nobody in Liberia can claim to be truly wealthy because everybody in Liberia lives off the government and reaped of the resources of the Liberian people. And none of y'all better than anybody in the street. All of y'all are rogues, but hit rogues. Can you imagine that? This is the destiny of my people. And until we rise with new mentalities, with new ideals, with new vision, with charity in our hearts for our country and people, then we will understand what it means to be true leaders and masters of our own destiny. Aluta! Continua. The progress and advancement of the Liberian people rest on the foundation of our knowledge, our consciousness, of our realizations that our Constitution and laws are the foundation of our progress and advancement. No matter how we strive to be a unified people, no matter how we strive to build a fair society, if we fail to understand that our Constitution is the foundation for peace, stability, progress, and advancement in our country, as it is in every country. Look at America today. The courts of America have blocked Donald Trump and thrown his case out in every city. And being a man who doesn't think, being a man who wants to be a dictator, being a man of greed and corruption, enough is never enough. So now, we have an example in the world to point to as evil men who never want to stop until they reach the end of the losing battle. Now, Donald Trump is the biggest loser in America because he went as far as the Supreme Court and they told him, hell no, we're not through this suit out. You have brought our American leaders and people to overturn the democratic system that had existed in America for nearly 400 years. And you coming with a bunch of shenanigans and useless people to come to the Supreme Court of the United States of America to tell us to overturn our democratic process, free, fair, because you are disgruntled, because you think you are special, because you think you racists own America. No, you people have suppressed my people and other people's rights for too long. Too long. And even if we say Black Lives Matter, you say no. You don't want to even acknowledge that our lives matter. That's a problem. That's a problem. And I ain't here to appease nobody. I ain't here to appease nobody. You want to fight, go fight. I ain't here for that. I'll pack my belongings and start swimming back to Africa. I got my little paddle boat. I got my little ski board. I just lay on that thing and just swim, rest in the middle of water. Summertime, I roll over. They beat me a little bit. I see the sharks coming. I turn over. I knock some of the African water on it. Pa, 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 pa. They drop on the water. They will go away. They know the thing. Then I keep paddling back to Africa. I ain't joining this thing. This is insanity. One man want to destroy this country. And people who are from prominent families don't love this country. They have enjoyed, benefited, lived off slavery all their lives. They still want to live off slavery again. You people need to get a job. You racist people need to find a job. Because y'all cannot live on black people forever. We cannot carry this country forever. And you're trying to keep us under. You can't. We are human beings. I ain't no slave. I ain't no animal. If I'm an animal, all of us animals. All of us animals. And the worst animals always like to be in charge of stuff. We the little monkeys, we just want to live, man. We just want to live. Don't bother us with your abilities to rule everything and want to control everything and want to control all the money No, y'all can't control everything. This is a new era. And y'all need to be warned too. You gotta stop. Just like we want law and order in Liberia, we need law and order in America. And you racists cannot continue to behave like this country is yours. It is God's. It's nobody's. So you better follow the laws and understand that we have no baboons in this country. All are monkeys. So y'all come with that baboon behavior, going to every court trying to overturn stuff. What's wrong with you? You're crazy? Now let me rest my case on your. Let me get to my other baboons in Africa. Now you baboons there, other George Weah, all these people, y'all gotta understand. Our country exists on law and order. And nobody owns our country. Y'all can run around dancing and doing your the jumbo thing. It ain't working. A man like me will not join you. I will stay on the side and criticize you and let you know that the stealing must stop. I cannot work with rogues. I left Liberia because of rogues, Sammy Doe and all the rogues that killed our people and took over. I didn't leave because they killed my people. I left because they were rogues. They came to deceive us with Ellen Johnson Sirleaf, the same Sirleaf again. Then she come back and start a civil war in my country. So for Liberia people, I've never worked in Liberia. I worked for 3-4 years. I don't want to work for Liberia. I pray to God every morning, give me my money so I can do business. I can employ people. But I don't want to work for you. Your system too corrupt. Liberian people steal too much. I cannot stand people to steal. I don't exist in your system where everybody steals and hit rogues. No, I don't steal and I hit rogues. Especially those that steal from the Republic of Liberia. And I can't live under the kind of system. Not even under Darius Dillon. That's your light. He got to prove to me that he's a real light. 1 year is not enough. Let's see what he can do in 9 years. One man is brave enough to change our legislature. It can change. One man. But you got to understand, you can't lay down with the dogs or you get up with fleas. My class is over. We cannot live in a nation that does not hold law and order with significance, with divinity, and with grace. We can't. A nation that has people or have people that would kill their citizens without thinking, people would disappear from families in our country, and our government can't account for it. They got all kind of conflicting lies and news and deceptive information going out throughout the public about these 3 missing children. The families are grieving, and the government is covering up. Got the main suspect working for the government, St. Moses. In a country where there's no law and order, you can dance and be happy for every little sunshine or light you'll see, but you're still in the land of darkness. As long as George Weah is president of Liberia, as long as his regime rules Liberia, the deaths, survival of the Liberian people are in jeopardy. Your lives have no expectancy because you are prone to die at any time at the hands of bandits, warlords, and evil politicians who have no love, patriotism, desire to see our country grow and prosper. All our leaders are hustlers. Even Ellen Johnson said it. Aluta! Continue. I told the Commander Galpohkpa Chesson of the West African Republic of Liberia class is done. My young children, I don't lie to you. I tell you the truth. I tire. I'd rather die not serving in a government that is so corrupt and evil than disdaining myself and staining my hands with the evil that my people have perpetrated in our country since 1980 to this very day. The time of the Liberian people is now. Change your mentalities and look and pray for better futures. Have a good day, my children.